Hello. What's that camera doing? Oh yeah, now I remember. I had to pull some cables because I did the classic spilling a beer on the keyboard. And now I don't have a keyboard anymore. Hey, good morning, Orby, Mean Machine, Bin, you're back. Diego Robledo, you're back. Oh, fantastic people. They're back. Kuru, Morphia, you're all stars in my eyes. Oh, what beautiful words. Hey, Yatsuki. Welcome. Good morning. Good morning. So, that is what I'm going to redesign, I think, this week to see, where we can take it. So I was thinking of doing some changes to this guy. I kind of like the overall idea, but I need to change all the screens. I just think all the screens don't communicate the right thing. I'll just do one central one, and I like the idea of padding around the head, but so I'll use that. I like the robotic arms poking out. I want to show that they're a lot more robotic. I want to give him his actual human hands as well. Maybe he's sacrificing something, and I think the cables hanging down has to show. I was thinking more maybe SCART, RGB type, those flat gray ones, IDE cables maybe. But we'll see. We'll see. I kind of like the overall idea though, so that's going to be fun to explore. Right. Let's start the timer, and let's see where we can get today with 30 minutes line art. Fabulous, fantastic. So, like I mentioned, I don't have a keyboard at the moment because I spilled beer on it yesterday. So what I gotta do now is use an on-screen keyboard, so it might be a bit slow with changing things. So it's not gonna be super speedy. What's happening? Come on. Why is it doing that? Anyways, so that's where I am at the moment. Come on, what's this? Why is it super slow? I don't like it. Anyways, so that's probably, look at this. That's not good. I don't know why it's slow. This is completely impossible. Look at that lag. Oh no. This I can't do anything with this. Why is it? Hey, number one talent. I have no idea why it's so laggy. It's like crazy lag all of a sudden. You see? This is weird. And also, like, of course, on-screen keyboard. Why are you super laggy? On-screen keyboard? Let's switch that off. See if it's okay. On-screen on-screen keyboard eats RAM apparently. So switch that off and super fluid lines. That's great. So that means fun. Oh, how much fun I'm gonna have today. My wife is going and buying a new keyboard for me though. She was going into town anyways, so I'm gonna be able to operate. Um, I mean, I've done some work this morning already with on-screen keyboard. So luckily, what I gotta do today for clients and such is not a lot of painting, but like cleanup, at least for the first half. So that's all I gotta worry about for the time being is just kind of cleaning up things. So luckily, it doesn't require a lot of keyboard. Uh, but you know, I can still do it with the on-screen keyboard. But now probably because it's memory heavy apparently, and streaming at the same time, maybe it just took too much information out or RAM out of the picture. Um, Kuro, probably like a 100 euro keyboard, around that ballpark. I had this, uh, backlit thing. But it is what it is. One euro beer spilled on top of the desk. That's what you get for being drunk in the office, I guess, and not paying attention to what you're doing. Um, I was thinking here. I made this line. I'm not sure that I like that line. I want to give him mechanical teeth, or like metal teeth, like classic uh, bad guy thing. So my idea here for this week is I'll make line art, develop the idea, and just flat shades. I'm not gonna render this guy, just like a line art treatment. Um, Flat shades, maybe one layer of shadow, like a hard shadow, rather than a painted shadow. With that nose doesn't make any sense. So that's the general idea of what I want to do. So I want to develop the posture, pose, the posture, the overall concept. I think I'm going to go back in on places now because I can already feel like the way I sketched this first time around last year. It's very loose, and I gotta kind of feel out the process of the design. So I'm most likely will um, go back in and add and remove things as I kind of come up with an idea. Um, Kuro, yeah. Well, if you mess up on these more expensive keyboards, then you're paying for it. But it is what it is. I chose to have a prettier keyboard. One of these pro lines, kind of pro gamer lines. Where the key silhouette is very short, um, doesn't make a lot of sounds. Was nice to type on, and so on. I didn't need to have that, but I chose to have that just for the sake of having a nice looking office. And now that I broke mine I gotta buy a similar one, but it's all good. It's I
Oh,
accept my failure.
yeah.
Wow, Kuru, you donated. Thank you very much. This is very kind of you. Let's see if there's is a note. Oh yeah, be careful with my beer. Thank you. Those 10 euros gonna definitely go towards the new um, keyboard. No, I'm gonna put it into the website, the community. But cheers for the donation. Thank you very much. It's very kind of you. And every time I get a donation, I'm so surprised over all of you all giving nature. It makes me very happy to see that people care. It's a great thing. So I'm gonna add some. So I was thinking he has machinery on his lower face. Um, so I kind of want to start building that technology a little bit of what goes where, and almost like he has metal around the head as well, and some piercings. The way I saw the piercings on the head is almost like valves, or like breathing holes for in sports shoes, etc. And how there may be some metal placed in. Mean Machine Rex for the line art. I'm just using a brush. Nothing uh, special about it. It's just me and my brush. And thinking with the lines. I'm kind of liking the idea of this back wing. I think it's a cool design element. I like the shape of it. Schmaze. Oh, thanks, Diego Robledo. Yeah, I think it's a good addition. Um, Also, one of the reasons why I think it's a good addition to kind of switch it up a bit is that I do so many sketches, and the sketches themselves are fine, as a exploration to see what comes out, right? But there's so many lost opportunities to develop them further because sometimes, much like this voodoo priest, or it was near future priest or something. I don't remember what it was named. Much like this one, it's a cool idea, right? And it's a shame to never really have time to develop the idea. And I think this series of concept development, like for a week per concept, I think it's a good opportunity to kind of see where you can take the idea. Like now we generated the idea, and now we should uh, like go after it, right, and chase it down. Yeah, you can tap the name. Um, yeah, so this weekend was really nice. It was a really good weekend of spending time with family and friends. I had lots of beer, probably too many. Um, Kids were happy. They opened a new playground um, at my son's school. Massive school, massive park. I mean, it's crazy big. Like you would think, like they make a new park, they have some new climbing thing, they have some swings, and that's it. If you think about a new playground for kids, but this was like if I were a child in this town, I would want to go to this park every day. It was huge with massive towers and fountains to play with water and slides and zip lines and got crazy. So yesterday was the opening, like they had put posters everywhere and had all the kids come all at the same time, more or less, or the whole day. Insane amount of kids and parents and really nice weather. And everyone was just kind of running around and being completely, absolutely crazy. So I remember doing this concept, um, and I remember talking about these lines, that these lines were like copper wiring as a secondary information. I like the idea of that, but I think I'll use that idea as well to mix it up a bit. Um, I'm thinking I need the secondary. Well, we got the metal, we got these bands, and then cables, and I think probably need some sort of cloth of some sort, just so that we can have a different rhythm. Um, because if it's the same material, um, even though the distances read the same here, I need to switch it up a bit so that with the help of a second material or a third in this case, I can still have the same size of shapes so that they don't repeat too much. But I think with color and value and how the material would behave, um, it would be too similar. So you got to switch it up a bit and make contrast. I think that'll be. I think it'll be a good. Um, good change. Schmaze, yeah. I was out in the sun all weekend. This lovely bird face. Good morning, Georg. And good evening, actually. I think you're that part of the world. But man, I look back at I was updating my the 30-minute warm-up website and listening in to each episode, so I knew what we were talking about. And some names still come around. A lot of you guys are still here, which is fantastic. It's really cool to see, and, that you're still interested in coming back after all this time and give support and hang out, and it's really, really cool. And I can't wait to go to on the topic of my face. I'm gonna have to go to the barber soon and trim the beard, trim the hair. Looking forward to that. I just don't do it myself anymore because it's not that expensive, and he's a professional and I'm not. And I had dreads for so long, I don't remember how to groom, so I'll just let someone else groom me. Pay for it. Once you're in forever. Yeah, exactly, Koro. That's the right spirit. No, but also cool to see. I mean, like Sofa Strangler, um, the art he did at the beginning versus what he can do now is really a big difference. Really cool to see, and a lot of you as well. I mean, not just Sofa Strangler, but by the way, that's such a funny nickname. Yeah, today it seems like I don't have a lot of time to develop or sketch out. But that being said, all the decisions I'm making with the line most likely won't change much. There's a lot of it is final uh, quality. So I don't really need to revisit the quality of the lines. But not having a keyboard definitely helps slowing down the process. Even though now I'm just doing lines, it's still affecting me, I think. Because if I need to pan the camera, so typical. It's like, no, not again. Like sometimes it happens, an accident in the office, you know. Gotta buy new stuff. You never been, Kuro? It's a pretty cool experience. You know, you just sit back, let the professional deal with it, cut and trim and all these things, shave the beard. And they will definitely do a better job than what you can do yourself. And you don't need to stand in front of the mirror. Oh, that area I'm gonna have to redo. Okay, let's zoom out. Okay, I'm digging the face. Let's add some little bit of suggestive lines of so that we can kind of start seeing a little bit of skin texture. The mechanical parts here probably needs a tighter cluster of information in there so that it separates itself a little bit in like an intensity, so that this calmer place around the face feels more like it has a reason to be there. Maybe some, yeah, that helps the read of the head. Okay, so I can't have all those screens. Let's have actually these two. These are pretty okay. I like the shape and placement of them. So let's go with that and have it on an arm. And let's design the fixture a bit. So if we're gonna have him with screens, obviously he's operating technology. What would be nice is probably do something with his fingers. Having his fingers maybe being red, green and blue RGB cable type connectors. These you know, you slot them in on the TV on the back. It could be cool that he plugs in rather than, you know, it'll look like nails, but it'll enhance the reasoning why he should have cables coming out to his arms, right? In the original sketch, you see there's lots of cables going out. So giving that reason, I think it will be a cool little twist to the idea of claws, right, being evil looking. But then also he can plug in like fingers straight into the machine, kind of. Mean Machine, yeah. The general idea from the warm up was a near future voodoo priest. I think the topic was last year. So I did some sort of tech voodoo guy, right? So that he uses computer because he's in the future. Um, the idea is interesting, and I like the shape of the design. I, it's an intriguing character. I think with color, um, you can get some quite interesting results after we've explored with lines. So I think it's a good candidate to develop further. And I wanna after this week of exploring this concept, um, maybe make uh, hopefully let me try to put it in words more accurately. Uh, I think I'm 10 posts away from the entire year one on 30minutewarmup.com, and then the whole archive of season one is up. So I was thinking, out of season one, if you guys go after this week, maybe I'll make a little post about it. After this week, you guys go and look on which is the next one, and you guys can decide some sort of voting or um, I still have to figure that out as in I just coming up with it now. Um, but maybe that would be a good idea if you guys just go into the website, have a look at all the posts when they're all there. Um, but actually, and then and decide yourself, and I'll just maybe get a top three, or I don't know yet. But I think the general idea of that is it's a pretty good one. There are some pretty cool concepts from year one. Hey, Eric Moy. Good morning. Welcome. Oh yeah, Mean Machine. Definitely. I could definitely have a 2 week challenge where you color or paint this concept. I give you the line art. That could be a cool idea. But maybe not that much fun to sit and color someone else's line art. And maybe, especially maybe not this complicated line art drawing that it's going to be in the end if I spend this much time on density of information. So let's try to design some cool color. Make a new layer. Like there's suggestion of lines here that I kind of like. Let's make it a little bit random so it doesn't look too much like the rim of around the neck there. Where are we? We're 4 minutes left. Oh no. And I kind of like that shape, how it's big and bold like that. Gives energy to the more dense up. And let's have a gap like that so we can see the mouth going down. Let's continue. That line didn't make sense. Let's maybe there. So now we can put what looks like a piece already being sketched there. Yeah, I think that'll work. I think it'll be a cool little boost when it comes to having that high intensity, low intensity information spread across the design so that we can have calmness around the head at the bottom, but also have all these high intensity details. So it's becoming a clearer rhythm. I think that is a good balance at the moment. So all the other decisions later, when I'm going to start adding fill in, then I really need to make sure that making those decisions are balanced, so that I'm not losing this nice rhythm that's already been kind of established. So it's only enhanced rather than reduced. So let's put some there, and no, let's remove those 3 lines. They did not do anything but dilute. Okay. 1.5 minutes left. I think that's a good addition. And if we give in the behind here a bigger, calmer shape with maybe some form of detail like suggested there, we can play with the intensity again of the rhythm. I'm not sure with how to do. Let's just do a line. And okay, that's cool. Let's make it a cavity, kind of. So let's mirror that, and then have tick maybe in between there, so that it looks like suspension of sorts. Kuru, yeah, I'm gonna record my talk. I was planning on doing that this weekend, but the weather was too good, so I spent it with friends and family instead, out in the sun. But the idea is to record past year's lecture and this year's lecture, and having it available online for you guys. Okay, this today, 30 minutes, didn't get to do a lot, but we did get to do, we've got to flesh out the face and having technical problems, which is always fantastic. But I think we're definitely on track. Hopefully it won't be this slow next morning. Hopefully we can get things done quicker. So it's less guesswork. But as always, when it's very suggestive underneath, and you kind of have to find a balance between all the information, it always takes a little bit longer. And less important parts can always be rushed. Face is a focal point, so you always got to make sure that the focal point reads the best. Face is definitely one of them, and then hands and all these things. So I think we got a good start, even though it's not a lot done. Right. Have a fantastic day. Good night. Good day. Blah blah blah. Thank you very much for the donation, Kuru. Fantastic, and very much appreciated. And Bitman87, thanks for the follow. You're all fantastic people. Have a great one and see you tomorrow morning. Bye. Outro.